Welcome, readers, to the Goddess Garden Book Chat. I am so glad that you came back for another exciting episode. And if you're a first time visitor, I'm so happy to have you here. I hope you'll subscribe and stay connected because today we're going to explore the audaciously tender and gloriously absurd universe of Colman Domingo's Wild with Happy. I was so excited to see that he had a book. I've seen so many of the other exciting things he's been involved in. I really am enjoying the journey he's taking me on, and this is another great example of it. Now, this is a story that, like life itself, balances heartbreak with hilarity and finds grace in the most unexpected places. At its core, Wild with Happy is about a young black man named Gil who grapples with the recent death of his mother. He embarks on a poignant journey of self-discovery as he processes grief. His fraught relationship with his mother and low-key with his aunt. There's a lot of humor there. And his identity as a queer man are navigated in this world. Such an interesting dynamic. So without any more delay, my friends, I wanted to get into this because I'm going to come back on the other side with my personal perspective. So let's get into it.
Okay, so get this. We are diving deep today. Deep into Wild with Happy, and you know who wrote it?
Colman Domingo.
Colman Domingo. And oh my goodness, the stuff you sent over, reviews, like all sorts of things, even interviews with Domingo himself.
A lot to dig into.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So like what makes this audiobook, more than just an audiobook? What's so special about it?
Well, Wild with Happy is really an experience. It's not just, a story. It takes these really heavy, intense topics, but it brings them with humor and heart.
Oh, I love that. Humor and heart.
Yeah, it makes you think, makes you feel, and honestly, it might even make you tap your feet a little bit.
Get up and dance.
Yeah.
So, okay, for anyone who hasn't heard of this, it's about Gil, right?
Yes.
He's a struggling actor, and he's dealing with his mom's death. Very suddenly, she passes away. He goes home for the funeral, expecting, the traditional thing.
Right.
But it doesn't quite go that way.
Yeah, he makes this decision to cremate his mother, Adelaide.
And that's a big deal.
Yes, and that choice really sparks a lot of conflict, especially within his family, because, they see cremation as this departure from their traditions, their beliefs.
Right, it doesn't fit with their African-American, background, the way they see things.
Exactly.
And it's more than just, okay, we're going to cremate her, right? It's like a symbol, isn't it?
It is.
For Gil himself.
Yeah.
He's shedding, I don't know, the past expectations, maybe parts of himself that he's I don't need this anymore.
It's this powerful metaphor for letting go of anything that's no longer serving you. And it really does reflect his own internal struggle, how to balance his family's expectations with his own path.
Oh, that's so interesting.
And it's especially poignant for him because he's a gay black man.
Yeah, navigating a world that's always trying to, put him in a box. And that's what I find so interesting about the way this story, digs into African-American family dynamics. Because there was that interview you shared where Domingo talks about how death in a lot of black families, it's a celebration.
It is.
It's like a big, homegoing. And cremation kind of messes with that.
Right. It throws a wrench in that whole traditional way of thinking about things. And Domingo, I think, really invites us to look at our own relationships with tradition,
I like that.
Is it really honoring our loved ones if we just stick to tradition blindly? Or could there be other ways to keep their memory alive that feel more personal,
More real, more authentic.
More authentic to you, yeah. It's something to really think about.
Yeah, definitely. And Gil, he's not just dealing with his family stuff, but he's got his own self-doubt battles going on. How does the story show him finding happiness in his own way?
Well, we see him wrestling with these expectations that society puts on him, questioning does he fit the mold? Does he have to? He loves his family. Yeah.
But he wants to break free,
Yeah.
from those predefined ideas of what success should look like, what fulfillment means.
So, okay, we cannot talk about this audiobook without talking about the people who bring it to life. The cast.
Oh my gosh.
And first of all, Colman Domingo.
Yes.
The man wrote it, and he's playing Gil.
It's incredible.
How is that?
You can feel that vulnerability, that humor, the raw emotion in his voice.
Yeah.
Because he's living this character, He's not just performing it.
And then there's Alex Newell.
Yes.
As Terry, Gil's best friend.
That flamboyant best friend. Larger than life.
He's just a breath of fresh air.
He is.
It's this energy that's so different from Gil, but it also works so well with Gil's, kind of more internal struggles.
Terry reminds us that we need those friends. The ones who shake things up, who challenge us to get out of our comfort zones and celebrate all the quirks.
Absolutely. And then there's, Adelaide, Gil's mom. She's gone, but she's very much there.
In the story.
Sharon Washington plays her. And she embodies that complex love, those expectations, those traditions. Like, she really speaks to how much our families shape us.
Even when they're not physically there.
Even in their absence.
Yeah, it's powerful. And we also have Tyler James Williams as Mo.
Yes.
Who's like, the voice of reason.
The grounded friend.
Yeah, the grounded friend.
Offers a different perspective.
And some much needed funny moments.
Comedic relief, yeah.
Because it's a heavy story. And then, get this, Oprah
Winfrey.
as a spiritual guide.
It adds this whole other layer.
What did you think about that?
It's like she's guiding Gil, but she's also guiding us, the listeners, to look deeper,
Yeah.
To reflect. It's amazing.
Okay, so wrapping it all up, Wild with Happy, it is so much more than just, a good story.
It is.
It's cultural, it's emotional, it's about grief, it's about tradition, it's about finding yourself.
And it asks this question. Can listening to Gil's story, his journey, help us redefine what happiness means for us? Can we use it to navigate all those complexities of family, culture, expectations, and still be true to ourselves? I think it's a powerful thing to think about as you listen.
Yeah.
It's an amazing book.
It's an amazing audiobook.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back with another deep dive soon. See you then.
Welcome back. From my personal perspective on what is a great novel, I love the whole deep dive that I ran through my chat squad. You guys already know I can get a little tongue-tied, so I'm glad they were able to put that together. Now, as we close our discussion of Colman Domingo's Wild with Happy, I wanted to take a moment to reflect on something profound: the importance of respecting how deeply traditions impact those outside of our own cultural experiences, because that's a really major part of the book, though it is not something that is per se in your face, but you definitely get the pull of tradition. In the story, we see how the rituals of the funerals and the burials are more than ceremonial. They're expressions of identity, love, and community. Even when Gil rejects certain traditions, the weight of them, the legacy they represent, is never dismissed. So it definitely comes across. That's what I was talking about in terms of how reading this makes you feel when you're caught between how you want to do something versus what tradition is asking of you. And it's a powerful reminder to honor and respect the cultural roots that shape people's lives, even if those roots differ from the forms that you want to take in your own journey, which is how Gil is navigating this. And let's not forget Gil's mother, who may have passed before the story begins, but remains a pivotal force throughout the story. Her passive presence through memories, conversations, and even her absence, which is something he's constantly dealing with, drives Gil's journey of self-discovery. She's the anchor of his grief in many ways and the spark of his resistance, and ultimately the quiet force behind his transformation. Her influence is beautifully encapsulated in one of the most poignant moments of the book. It's in the quote where she says, "She couldn't see the man I became, but maybe, just maybe, I became him because of the way she loved me." That definitely is something that you come to rest with over time. That's one of those reflecting on the power of what someone has given you by their impact in your life. And it's a testament to the enduring power of a parent's love. Because even in death, her impact ripples through Gil's life, reminding us all that love transcends everything, even the boundaries of mortality. So at least that's what I got. So thank you. Thank you for joining me in this heartfelt exploration of Wild with Happy. If this story moved you as much as it moved me, please subscribe, share, and leave us some feedback about how this story really did impact you. If you haven't read it, I would encourage you to take a look, and especially in looking at cultural impacts of decisions being made in grief. I thought this was really a great peek. Um, I give this a solid 4, but you'll see that in the ratings. So until next time, may your days be wild, your hearts full, and your spirit full of endless curiosity. This is 11 Goddess, and I'm signing off. Until next time.